Welcome back to Popes and Pylons. Let's play some Against the Storm. We usually play, more long-running strategy games on here, but I just finished my Victoria 3 run as Mexico, and I haven't really decided what to do next yet in the Grand Strategy world. So I decided to, do at least one run of a game that I've been enjoying recently, and that I haven't shown on the channel just yet. It's Against the Storm. If you haven't seen it yet, first of all, it's great. It's a roguelike city builder. No combat at all, relatively short runs of building the city. So you don't have the tedium of controlling your huge city or empire late in the game. But it's short and sweet with ever-changing conditions. And I want to say it's quite difficult. It's difficult is an odd term for it because I have not lost yet. I have gone up the difficulties quite a bit. We can see that in a moment. And I have yet to lose a map. So I guess it's not difficult in that sense, but it requires a lot of thinking. It's not like your city skylines or whatever. Now, I'm not going to go into huge depth as to this overworld map here, because honestly, this is our first recording, and if you haven't seen the game yet, this is not going to make any sense to you at all. I'm just going to go here, and we're going to have to talk about this a little bit, though. So, it's a city builder. You're going to see that in a moment. It's very, very normal. You have people that collect resources, that turn resources into stuff, you build buildings and all that. On the map, you choose where to go next, which has an effect on what's going to be on your actual city building map. And there are two modifiers going on here because we're going to this place. We're in the Royal Woodlands, therefore there will be more wood and trees, okay? And because we're right next to this Forsaken Gods Temple, there will be more timed orders in our order pick. So we get these quests from time to time. Well, a lot of them actually. And usually they don't have a timer on them, but sometimes they do. And because of the location we're choosing here, we're going to get more of that. We're going to have a medium-sized map. We're going to have an average amount of fertile soil. Everything is quite normal. And we're going to go on Prestige 16, which is the highest difficulty level I've unlocked. It's sort of an ascension system. So you have your regular difficulties in the beginning, and then whenever you finish on one prestige level, you can do the next, which adds difficulty modifiers to the map. And boy, are they modifiers. This is not just the Spire Ascension. Well, you have a tiny little modifier. Most of these are either ×2 or reduced by half in many cases. So the storm lasts longer means the storm lasts twice as long. Impatience falls less on gaining gravitation means it falls half as fast and all that. If these terms don't mean anything to you, don't worry. I will explain things once we're in the game. However, I'm not going to do a full complete tutorialization because this is relatively high difficulty. I have a lot of stuff unlocked. So if you've never seen the game and I lose you on the explanation of the mechanics, maybe go check out somebody else's explanation. I think Quillatine is running a fresh start of this right now, explaining all of the things, learning all of the things. It's, I'm not going to say he's great at it right now, but he's always good at explaining stuff. So that's cool. Anyway, back to this. We have a couple of choices to make here before we finally get into our city building. We have to choose a caravan to go with. So it's the people we start with plus a bunch of resources they bring. These are 9 people total, 5 lizard folk and 4 humans. This is 9 people plus another 2 random, so it's actually 11 people, which is quite good. And the top one is 10 people. So I'm already inclined to take the bottom one. Let's have a quick scan of what they bring. Actually, a decent amount of food too. That's good. All the same things over here. And then nothing special. You have less food, but you have some copper bars instead. And you have similar amounts of food and nothing. All right. Let's go with these. I do like harpies. I wouldn't mind having humans around because humans are good at farming and this is a farming place. So I'm kind of tempted by the top one. Just like this, it's one fewer person and that we don't have any harpies. Let's go with this. and we'll see whether we get one more species anyway. It's either going to be beavers or humans when we're on the map. All right, we have 8 points to spend on resources we want to bring. I do like bringing a small farm. It's quite expensive at 5 points, so maybe we shouldn't, especially since we don't have humans. But that is tempting. We can bring 3 people for only 2 points, which is not bad. And I do usually like bringing along some oil to solve some early problems for us. There are other things we might want to bring. We might want to bring more bricks or brick generating resources because they can be hard to get. What do we see? What can we find on this map? We can find clay, which can be used to make bricks. Not sure. I really do like bringing more people early on. I do like bringing that oil. And that leaves me with only 2 things, which could be bricks, could be planks, so we can just build some early buildings. Can always make planks. You can't always make bricks if you don't have clay or stone available right now. I'm just going to bring these 14 bricks. Surely that'll be good. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Let's embark and see if I can lose my first map. It's quite possible. I've come close to losing twice now. Well, once really close. All right, you can see there's a ton of modifiers going on. All of these red ones are the ones we got from the difficulty levels, and then the 2 we talked about. There's also, the game is about a storm and rain. They call it rain punk, I think. And there's sort of three seasons that you have. There's drizzle, there's clearance, and then there's storm. And there's always a positive effect that you get during drizzle, at least one. In this case, it's easier to preserve food. 80% faster food production during the drizzle season. And then there are things in the storm that only happen during storm, and they scale with how hostile the forest is towards you. The first one is always just one that reduces happiness, resolve is what it's called. And then we have another one that also reduces resolve by a lot. Oh, but only if you discover glades during the storm. So don't do that, is what they're saying. Smaller food production during the storm. And it gets worse and worse the more hostile the forest is, okay. We can talk about blight rot later, but it's harder to do during the storm or to get rid of. And if we get to hostility level 7, which is quite high, each storm multiple villagers will just get eaten. So we really don't want that. All right. Good to know, don't get to 7. So this is the game. We're starting out with beavers, which is good. I like beavers, but that means we're not going to get any humans. There's only 3 races per run. So we have these folks, 1 beaver, 8 lizards, and 5 harpies, all of which are homeless, all of which have nothing to do right now. This is our hearth. I do like to put it so that that's north. Just so I have some sort of standard view. Doesn't really matter. It's just for my orientation purposes. This provides heat for people. We have to burn things in there. We currently have oil, coal, and wood to burn in there. I'm immediately going to tell it not to burn any coal, and probably also not any oil, because we might need that early. And wood is kind of plentiful to get. We have a warehouse here with our stuff in it, and we have a few resources on the map. There are a few, what's this, broccoli maybe? Some vegetables, and some clay. So we didn't need to bring those bricks after all. You can see there's a bunch of glades around us. We don't know what's in them, but we know that some of these are dangerous, like this one, which means more rewards, but also there's going to be something that we have to solve in there, which is why I brought the oil. And there are forbidden ones too. Let's see if I can find one with a huge skull. There it is. These are very dangerous, but even more rewards, obviously. It's a game about breaking into these glades, dealing with the issues that arise from that, and building your economy out of it. We win if we get this blue bar to full, and we lose if the red bar goes to full first. The red bar just grows over time. There are a few other things that make it grow, but mainly it just grows over time. The blue bar only grows when we do things to get reputation. Now, you see down here we have a 2. It's usually 3, but right now it's only 2 because of the difficulty we're playing as. Choice of buildings, building blueprints that we can build. So we don't know a lot of buildings to start with. We know basic collection camps. We have a field kitchen, which can be very slowly and badly produce some more advanced food. We can build some houses. We have a little bit of stuff here for basic production and a trading post, essentially. A couple of other buildings. We don't need to go into all of those right now. But most of the reproduction buildings and the resource gathering stuff too that we need comes from blueprints. And right away, this is terrible. So, rainwater it's a special mechanic that they added recently where you can power up certain buildings and with the rainwater you collect. It's not a bad thing to do at all, but really not early on. I don't care about this early on one bit. So this is useless for us right now. The clothier is also kind of useless. It makes coats, which is good for our beavers. Our lizards and our harpies do not care about clothiers. And you can see here, all these guys have specific needs. And the beavers want coats or clothing. The others don't. If we had humans, they would care. And buildings are good or not very good at doing specific things. So the clothier is very good at making coats, and it can make water skins and scrolls, but at bad rates. Neither of which we would need early on either. This is utterly useless. Now you can have up to 4 choices here, but because of the difficulty we're playing, there's only 2. If we had 10 amber, which is money, we could re-roll this pick. And I'm honestly quite tempted to not choose right now and see if we can't get some money early on to re-roll this. Because again, it's not going to help us at all. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait. I also want to break into one of these dangerous glades right away to see if it can't give us some direction. And I think it's going to be one of these bottom ones, because it's close to the warehouse, so our woodcutters don't have to run as far when they deliver the wood they cut. What I'm going to do is put down a bunch of woodcutters, actually. Probably 3 right here, and try to immediately cut our way into the forest, into the glade down here. I'm going to put down some roads too. Now, you can move a lot of the buildings in this game, which is why it doesn't really matter that I clumped the woodcutters up like I did there. We can move them for free at any time later on. And right now, I just want them to be as close to the trees as possible. We're going to shift-click the priority here to set them all to priority 1. Woodcutters only need parts to build, and we started with 28 parts, so that's going to be free. Well, not free, still use our parts. I'm gonna go to speed 4 because I like working at speed 4. We should see our people building these things, and immediately this building can't work because it doesn't have any woodcutters in it. I'm gonna throw our beaver in there because beavers are good at woodcutting, and then 2 others because, well, everybody else is fine at just normal at woodcutting. I'm gonna throw 3 lizards into this here woodcutters camp. And you can see this red bar here, hostility of the forest, going up because every woodcutter annoys the forest. We are probably going to reduce the amount of woodcutters we run during the storm so we don't have as much hostility. On the left, you can also see the happiness, or the, what do they call it, resolve of the individual species going down. Currently at 4 and the harpies going down to 3 because we increased the hostility of the forest. And they don't like that. We'll see that again in a moment if and when this thing's done. Put more lizards in here, and we're going to see resolve drop once again because we're now at level 2 hostility. And again, that's a modifier on, it's a -4 total here on the resolve, which is fine. Resolve really is, it's not actually exactly binary, but they're sort of 3 levels. It's negative, which is bad, then they start running. It's positive, like it's right now, which is just you know, and it's above this blue threshold here, which just keep rising over time, in which case it starts producing blue victory points down here. What are they called? Reputation. All right, these are done. They are being worked by 9 people, but we have so many people that we still have 4 unemployed people, so we should definitely be doing something else. Now, in theory, we could be grabbing these vegetables over here, but we have a lot of food. We started out with a lot of food, so I'm not super into that. Could start collecting this clay, but again, we brought all the extra bricks, so we're not in dire need of clay right away. Could start building houses, and that might be what we do. Start building houses, or actually make some further planks, so we can maybe have better houses. Let's do that. We have so many workers, this might work out. Now you see a few things here. You see these lines coming out. That's a new feature they added to the game. Before, you could only ever grab goods for production from the warehouse. Now you can also grab it from buildings that make these goods directly. And this shows which buildings that is. If I put this here, people can quite easily grab wood from multiple places. It's probably going to be grabbed from the warehouse anyway, but that's fine. This is another one of those buildings that can be moved for free. So positioning, I'm just going to go for maximum efficiency positioning right now here, close to the warehouse. And later on we can just move it away or just remove the building. The makeshift workstation here, or crude workstation, is just a basic production building that's really bad at making all the things it can make, but it can make a lot of the basic resources you need. Oh, not resources. Processed goods, I suppose. Building materials. You can turn 8 wood into 2 planks here every 49 seconds with each of our people that are in there. Now, there are much better buildings at that, but we don't have access to those right now, so we're gonna have to go with the bad ratio. I'm gonna try something here. I'm probably gonna fudge it up, but I'm gonna want to burn a tiny bit of coal. Coal burns a lot longer than wood does. We need wood for other things right now, and I believe the 2 thresholds of required numbers of coal are 20 and 24. So we can burn 4 coal here. I'm going to try not to fudge that up. We're going to choose a cornerstone. We can do this once every cycle. So after all 3 seasons have passed, which is just a positive modifier, or mostly positive modifier, that we get for the rest of the run. We could either have Sahilda's Secret Cookbook here, which every time we make 10 pie, which we can't do right now, but wouldn't be too bad, would it? Only our lizards like pie. But then we also get 10 jerky, which our lizards and our harpies like. So we can have pie production set up, and then we also get extra jerky for free, which is good. Or forest mitigation. Every newly completed glade event lowers hostility by 10. I'm going to pick that. So hostility goes up with our woodcutters, as we saw, with getting more people, which we will over time, and also with time and with every glade we open. So having ways to reduce hostility is going to be very, very helpful in the long run. Let's also extend our road here a little bit. Okay, we should still have 2 idle people, right? Yeah. So I think we want to start building houses right now. I think I'll start with a big shelter, and I'm going to put it... This is always the question. So, placement. We can place shelters in on any of the orange tiles here, because they have to be in range of the hearth to be warm. Well, sure. We can't obviously place them somewhere where we still have trees. And if we were to place them near the warehouse, this is kind of prime real estate for production buildings because of it's very close to the warehouse. Also being close to the hearth is decent for production buildings because people, when they take a break, go to the hearth. And if that's further away, then they walk for longer. But we don't have the luxury to put the houses like here, because placement of house really doesn't matter other than it being in the range of the hearth. So you kind of want to use these outskirts for it, but we can't right now. So I'm just gonna plop down one of these things. Probably right there for now. The exit for houses also doesn't matter at all. It does matter for production buildings, but houses are weird that way. Okay, we just broke into a glade. Now we can see a bunch of things here. This actually gives us a summary of all that's in the glade. 4 small clay deposits, 1 large bleeding tooth mushroom, 2 stormbot nests, large clearance water geyser, and yeah, we're going to get into what these things do in a bit. Medium abandoned cache, and the most important thing right now, the fuming machinery. There's always one negative event in these dangerous and forbidden glades. And this one, ooh, it's an interesting one. It's a scary one. It's a very scary one. I don't know that we can do this. Holy fudge. So, in 6 minutes, this thing is gonna explode and kill everything within the green radius. Destroy everything. Not just kill people, it just removes everything that's in this glade. So the reason we opened this was for all the stuff that's in here, and this would just break it all. Unless we can fix it in time. And luckily we actually can. So there's always, or usually, a selection of goods for solving a problem. If we had clearance water, we could just use 35 clearance water to solve this, which would be great. But to get clearance water, we have to build a clearance water geyser here, or a pump for it, which, for geyser. For one, we don't have the planks anymore. For another, it would take some time to build, then we'd have to take some time to get the water out. And then we still have to solve this thing. And it does take 2 minutes 59 to solve. A little less if we have people in it, but still. It's like 2 minutes 30 probably. And I don't trust that. We could, if I didn't have the other option that I do have, and I will probably use, if we didn't have the other option, what I would probably be doing is cancel the building of the house up here to get our planks back, immediately start constructing a geyser pump, try to get the water in time to fix this. But luckily we have brought the oil, and that's why I brought the oil, because oil fixes a lot of these problems. And we can just have, it's probably enough to have 1 person. We could have 2 people in here and reduce time to 2:30, but we don't need to, and we still want somebody to build up here. So let's go with 1 person solving the problem here. Although, should it be fine in 6 minutes? So what I'm thinking is, we also have to carry things here. The oil, this time doesn't start until we have all the oil here. Actually, I'm going to put 2 people in. Maybe I'm going to cut somebody out once the 2 oil are in there, but I want to not risk it. Let's do it this way. We can do 2 things here. We can either keep the goods that are in here, get 15 copper bars, we get 15 crystallized dew, which is very similar to a copper bar, used for most of the same things. And if we had any crystallized dew production, it would get +2 every time, which is strong. It is strong. However, I really want to reroll my building choice here. So I'm going to take the 15 money and the half point of reputation. Get this done. Now you're unhappy. Why are you this unhappy now? Oh, because hostility is at 3. We will probably have to drop 1 woodcutter in a moment, so that the hostility is back to 2 and people aren't this unhappy. And that also gives us 1 person to build stuff, which is cool. My woodcutters are standardly set to avoid glades, so if I hadn't marked the way in here, they wouldn't have cut the way in there. So we don't have to be afraid of them cutting, cutting into somewhere where we don't want them to be cutting into. And I think now that we have opened that glade, I'll move these into places where they're somewhat efficiently expanding the size of our country. I'm still going to cut these couple of trees so we can get through there, I think. All right, quick look at the things that are in the glade. Other than that, We have these extra mushrooms, which would be a lot of food if we had access to an herbalist camp, which we do not. There are these stormbird nests, which would be a lot of food if we had access to a trapper's camp, which we do not. And there's more clay, just nice. We already have that clay up here. And then there's medium abandoned cache. You find a lot of these caches. They require tools to pop open, and then you can either have the goods that are in there or the money and the reputation. For now, oof. We're not going to get anything out of this glade, which is rough. I want to cut into that one too. I wonder if we should do that now. We still have a decent amount of oil and coal. We probably can solve problems still. Actually think yes. I actually think I do want to cut into there. Can I have two woodcutters here? I can. Let's do this and that. We get extra hostility because every open glade generates hostility. We see here now on our harpy, because it's below zero resolve. Oh, they are. This red circle going down. If that hits 0, one harpy is going to leave. It's just going to be gone. So I'm going to cut this harpy from woodcutting. I'm just going to cut this harpy from woodcutting. I wanted to be efficient here, but let's not. Let's not risk things. So now we're at 2 hostility again, and things are okay. Orders. I talked about orders earlier. We have the modifier here that we have a lot more timed orders. We get these, and then over time we get more orders. And if I pick here, we can see that there's 2 regular orders and 1 that is timed. If we could get our harpies to 17 resolve and keep them there for 30 seconds, and do that within the next 7 minutes and 30 seconds, we'd get these pretty great rewards. Otherwise, we'll just lose the thing here. Booming economy would require us to just sell stuff to a trader. We haven't built a trader yet, but that will come. So this will just happen eventually. And this requires to complete 2 glade events, which we will do. And we have to provide 5 packs of building materials, which are kind of expensive to build. So yeah, I'm not in love with this one. The rewards are better, but I'm still thinking booming economy, unless we think we can do joyful harpies, which I don't think we can. But let's have a short think about that. We cannot unpause while there's a timed order there. We have to pick, or, well, decide not to pick. So could we get harpies to, what was it, 17? 7, that's just so much. 17 resolve somehow. We have a button here for +5 at the cost of making everybody else unhappy. So that is possible. That would get us to 6. We could cut all wood cutting, which would lower hostility to level 0 right now. So that would be another 4. Because currently we have -4 from this. So we'd be at 10. They have not eaten any skewers yet. Once they do, and we have skewers around, that could be another 5 happiness. So that's 15. And then if we get them houses, that's 18. So you're saying there's a chance. Now, obviously I don't like cutting wood cutting, but we'd only have to do it for 30 seconds to get them happy. I'm actually... wonder if we shouldn't be doing that. 17. 10, no, 6 from this one. 4 from hostility. Just 10. 5 because they're all eating skewers is 15. And then 3 because we house them all is 18. I'm gonna try this. It's risky because if we fail, then we don't get any of it. We don't get punished. We just don't get the rewards. But I really want to do this. I'm gonna open these other ones too. They're gonna have timed orders in there probably as well. We're probably not gonna do them, but let's have a look. Complete any 2. Oh, we're actually gonna do that. because we're opening the second glade right now, right? We're already finishing one. Gives us coal, gives us a butcher blueprint and a much better butcher. Yeah, I'm not even going to look at these things. I'm going to pick that. And this, upgrade to level 1. 3 minutes. 3 minutes is a roughie. It's quite doable once this house is done. Well, we need another house and we need to build 4 decorations. And we have other problems. I think we're not doing this. This would be quite easily done. But let's not. We could just pick the Harpy Resolve because we're doing that anyway. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So immediately picking quite a few issues. Oh, I may have not thought everything completely through. What? So a dangerous forbidden glade gives 30 extra hostility. That's still fine, right? Right? I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll fix things. Okay, so biggest thing we have to do is get our harpies housed. And ooh, we can actually build harpy houses too, which might be an idea. Yeah, can build 2 harpy houses. I'm gonna do that. Right, let's quickly check. Yeah, we do get plant fiber from trees, so we're eventually gonna get extra cloth. So harpy house, we can only build 1 harpy house. Right, because my costs are increased. Anyway, I'm gonna do that. With the idea being, I don't know where to put it. But that's gonna make them slightly happy. And it makes sure that they are getting the housing first. Okay, let's go. And once this one is running, which it now is, 227, I'm going to remove 1 of the harpies because I only wanted them there for delivery, right? And now we need them to build buildings and do other stuff for us. So up comes 1 house. I'm probably still going to have to house everybody to get the harpies happy enough. But we'll try. How are you doing on building those planks? 4, and there's another 4 coming up. So let's think. This thing houses 6 people. Harpy house houses 2 harpies. That's 8. And we have a total of 14 people. So if we build 1 more of the big houses, we're good. So what I kind of want to do is get these planks and then build another big shelter. And then surely we will get this done, right? Now resolve goes up slowly, so we have to remember to hit this button on time. Honestly, I might just do it now, so I don't forget. So this gives the harpies +5 and everybody else -5 because we're favoring them. Of our favorite children here, as one should. Always have favorite children. Now, how are you doing on those planks? 8 of them are there. I'm going to say forced delivery. Get these into my pool, into my warehouse, and then turn them into another shelter, please. Quite close, actually. Because they also ate a bunch of skewers. We got 3 from housing, so really, maybe. Once this house there is done, I'm going to cut some woodcutters. Oh, yeah, of course, we opened the other glade, which we do want to, but that hurt our hostility, which is why the resolve just went down. Ooh, the beavers here. But the house should fix their problem. That's not what we're looking for. What's the bad thing here? The Totem of Denial. Fishermen hate fire and will do anything in their power to extinguish every last flame. Blocks the ability to sacrifice goods in the hearth. Okay, this is not so bad. So this will be on as long as we're working on this event. Oh, I didn't pay attention to my coal. Oh, it's still fine. What can we use here? Coal or oil? I think I'll use another round of oil. So if we don't do this, we get an increase to the storm's duration. Everything else will be halved, and we just get a red impatient parents. I don't want that. I want this fixed. It's gonna take 6 minutes and 30. If I have 2 people in there, I think. Maybe 7 minutes, actually. We only have 10 minutes until it goes boom. And we have to transfer things there. So we need to start somewhat soon. The reason I don't want to do that immediately, well, the reason why I'm thinking about not doing it immediately is hostility. Let's see. I'm going to cut you out of the woodcutters already. I want to fulfill the Harpy quest if we can. And we may have to burn something in the hearth to do so, which we wouldn't be able to do when that thing is going. Let's cut this beaver here. And I'm gonna cut these people as well. Okay, that's up to 16. We need what? 17 Harpy resolve? Which should be fixed once that thing is done, right? Let's see this be done. That does not put you to 17. Okay, can I cut all wood cutting to get to 0? 72, 86, I cannot. So we need these harpies to be slightly happier, and that does require me to sacrifice something in the hearth. We could just throw some wood in here to get minus 50 on our hostility. And then I'm gonna cut 1 more woodcutter, 2 more woodcutters to do this. Oh, actually, no. Let's do this differently. We can put a lizard in the hearth here. Every species, when they're in the main hearth, do something different. This one gives +1 to global resolve now. So that gives us the 17, which I think means I can go back to cutting some wood, right? And it means we can start this thing because we don't need to sacrifice things. But I really want to have the 30 seconds gone before I do that, I think. This thing. So let's give that... Let's wait for the 30 seconds to pop. So we're guaranteed to have done the quest. Oh, we need to complete this in 7 minutes 50 though. Ooh, for the quest. Ooh, nope. Then, people, get in there. Now. And do this. Wait, do we have 16? Why is it 16? Wasn't it 17 a second ago? What happened? Oh, you didn't need as many skewers. Are all my skewers gone? Oh wow, we're not gonna manage it. Can I somehow get both still? How? How do we get both of them still? We're gonna complete this. What do we get for this? We get 2 more harpies, which is probably actually bad in this case. Yeah, maybe we bit off a little bit more than we could chew here. How do I do this? Okay, cut these. Cancel the working on that. Burn that wood. Cut 1, 2 woodcutters. Get it done. I don't know that we can still finish this in time. And I should have looked at the rewards. Which one was worth more? But there's still something in me that thinks, that hopes that we can maybe get both. I don't think we can. To be quite frank, I don't think we can. Orders, that's what I'm looking for. What do we get for Joyful Harpies? The delivery line of... Yeah, the Butcher would probably have been better. But it's what it is. Let's get this done. I'm building road down here because I kinda hope that faster movement will help us with our problem, or allow us to still complete the Glade event in time. It won't. We're at 7 minutes 23. I mean, maybe if we're super lucky. Let's see. 0. Okay. Done. Give me that. Give me that. Stop sacrificing stuff in the hearth. Put a harpy back in there. Stop favoring these harpies. And get started on this thing. 627, 712. If they run fast enough. And that's why I put the harpy into the hearth here, because that makes people transport more. They can carry 5 more things. So maybe they're actually going to get the oil there in time. Oh, should I not be using oil? Wait, no, that doesn't help, does it? Burning oil increases... Oh, I don't know right now. I can't burn things while working that, so never mind. What I was thinking is that burning sea marrow actually increases work speed on these late events. Which wouldn't work for this one anyway. All right, we're 40 minutes in. I'm going to put a cut in here. But so far, things are kind of okay. A bit hectic, maybe for a first episode. But surely it'll be fine. And if we just get these people to transport 20 oil, which I have, right? I didn't. Oh, I burnt more oil? What? No, surely some harpy has it. Where's the oil at? Did we run out of oil? Okay, I want to put a cut in here, but I want to quickly find out whether this is... Because I didn't turn off... No, I did turn off the burning of oil. We must have oil. It must be that there's a harpy carrying 9 somewhere. Although it's not showing yet, just yet. 11? Wait, no, that's not working. Where did the other oil go? What happened? What did I miss? Okay, it's screwed up. Unfortunately, that cost me a little time to figure that out. But I guess I'm gonna... Oh, is there oil already in here? No, there isn't, right? No, we have 11, that's what it's saying. It's not in here. Unless... No, 0 to 20. Cancel this. No, I have 22 oil. What? Okay, I fudged things up. Screwed the pooch here quite a bit. There's 11 and 9. It must have been somewhere. Okay. Still, if they make their run there within the next 30 seconds. No, let's not do that cliffhanger, right? Surely we can see this and... Oh, you in? You working? You're not working. Why are you not working? 6:27. Get to work. Yeah, there they go. Okay. Timer is ticking down. Oh, it's faster than the order timer. If nothing bad happens here, we're gonna make it in time. Next episode. Thank you folks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you're seeing, as always, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and if you have anything at all to say, then please do so down there in that comment section. Also, do let me know if you like watching a little bit of this game. Because, you know, if I know that you folks enjoy it, then I will do more. And if you folks don't enjoy it, I will do this run and then probably not another. We'll see. Thank you for watching. See you folks next time.